Man, one of the biggest lies in America that I'm tired of hearing, that I heard a lot, is that us FBA, we don't work hard. Everybody outwork us. Immigrants, all that, they come here outwork us. They don't know our history. And a lot of us don't know our history because they keep it from us. But what's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Welcome back to Moxy Approved. Man, I know I ain't been uploading as much as I usually upload, but don't worry, we getting back to business. I done moved to a whole nother, yeah, you see that? You see that? I'm somewhere else. We gonna get back to that in a minute. But I found this video that I wanted to show y'all, man, because if you like me, you've heard many times about how, like, oh, how come blacks, you don't do this and y'all not working as hard and the immigrants come here and outwork you, and you know, white people say, man, my family, we work hard. Shut up. They lie. Look at this story that I found about a guy in Florida.
This is why I single out Black Americans. Here are a few stories that have been left out of the history books. Anthony Crawford. Mr. Crawford owned a 427-acre cotton farm in South Carolina and supported himself by selling the cotton, melons, syrup, and more produced by his land. Mr. Crawford's wife and 13 children all lived on his land with their spouses. He also built a school for black people.
So they knew the man had some property that was worth something. So they wanted the property. But come on. You know how these colonizers do. They're not going to be like, oh, we want your property. Well, I think they have done that before. Hey, we want your property, just get off. But a lot of times, even back then, they passive aggressive with it. Look how they got the man off of his property.
Mr. Crawford was lynched for cursing at white supremacists on his land, and his family was ordered to leave their 427-acre farm. Ocoee, Florida. In Ocoee, there was a time when black freedmen owned a total of 330 acres plus 48 city lots. Black ownership and a refusal to follow white rules led to a violent Election Day attack on the black community in 1920. The land lost by black families, not including buildings, has been accessed by millions.
I'm willing to put any amount of money on it. There's somewhere right now talking about how hard their family worked to get what they had. My father came here and had $5 and worked hard for everything he had. Your father ain't have nothing. Your father's a thief. Stole property from people. And the thing about it is, they just tell us about the Tulsa massacre, the Black Wall Street massacre. That's the only one that they like preaching. And they like to act like that was the only one. Man, this done happened many. Yo, here's another story right here. Look at this one.
Vero Beach, Florida. The Epsy family lost their generational wealth in 1942 when the U.S. government seized their land through eminent domain to build an airfield. The Epsys lost 147 acres of land, including a 30-acre fruit grove, 2 houses, and 40 lots. The land would be acquired by the Navy, the city of Vero Beach, and the LA Dodgers team, all while ignoring the family's plea to buy back their taken land. The last official owners of the land sold the property for $10 million in the 2000s. Jasper County, Mississippi. When black people prospered with their land, white supremacists deliberately torched the courthouse containing black property records and deeds. The Masonite Corporation was eventually granted a title to 9,500 acres of land, which has yielded millions of dollars in wood, timber, gas, and at least 850,000 barrels of oil have been pumped from the land. Remember stories like these the next time a white supremacist or a person who came here after slavery to capitalize off of the American dream tells us to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps or that there's equal opportunity for everyone. There was never any such thing for us, but black Americans always found a way. Just because stories like these aren't in history books doesn't mean these things didn't exist or happened. Black American freedmen stand up.
You know what? That's not it. I got another one for you too. How about that whole thing with the GI Bill? Have you heard about that? The one with the GI Bill? About how some of us fought in the Army in World War I and World War II, and they had a GI Bill where people, soldiers that came back that fought in the Army, the government was helping them get property. Look how they did the black soldiers. Look at this woman talk about how her father and her family has gotten multiple properties. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all know how I talk about how, you know, a lot of these colonizers are willing to tell their family secrets for clout. All right. I'm loving this era. They're telling all these secrets just for clout, and I like it. Look how this woman talks about how her father has gotten multiple properties off of the GI Bill.
Welcome to part 2 of how I discovered institutional racism exists and how my family specifically benefited from things like the GI Bill. This first document proves that they were able to buy their first home with preferential mortgage rates right after his service. The Servicemen's Readjustment Act of 1944 was for qualifying vets only, but it provided for job training. And this document shows my grandfather was retrained to work at the U.S. Steel, where he also earned stock certificates adding to their wealth. From there, they were able to purchase 2 more homes with preferential mortgage lending terms. Even parts of his burial service were covered by the VA. Our family was able to prosper, but most black soldiers' families did not.
The same GI Bill that would not give black soldiers who fought in the same war nothing. So look, we're not gonna stop what we're doing on this page, man. I had to get out of America, be doing a little bit of traveling around and stuff like that. I'm done with America. Of course, I'm gonna have to tap in back in America here and there. I still got businesses going on over there and stuff like that. I got business going on in America, so I'm not fully done, you know. And I have no problem trying to get my reparations from America also. And that's another thing. Before I get out of here, that's another thing they always say. That when you start bringing up reparations and getting payment for stories like this, what do they say? You in victim mode, man. They say you in victim mode, man. But
many years I was a racist. And I didn't like blacks. They used to call me N-word and whatnot. And I come a point and realize there's some personal experiences. That white people are racist. Not all of them. But white culture is. Our white country is. Our nation is. Our American culture is full of white supremacy. And we live in a white supremacist culture that caters to white people. Everything from the media to education to art to culture to politics is whitewashed. What is not whitewashed? As far as the status quo, as far as the dominant culture, everything's whitewashed. This country was built for white people. What I'm saying is that we get certain privileges. We're not harassed by the police, okay? We're not denied a house loan or denied to live in a neighborhood. We're not uncomfortable living in rural America. I'm not uncomfortable living in rural America, but I tell you what, a lot of black people don't even want to fucking drive through where I live. So I'm just saying, white America, wake up. Look in the fucking racial mirror and look at what we have done. Look at how we benefit. And let's do something about it. Let's speak up.
my father came here with $5 and he didn't have anything. He worked shit though. I ain't got my water here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have it next time, man. But look, share this video, and if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. Apply pressure to that subscribe button. Moxy out.